There we go. Right, so we're working. So, confess. Obviously there's a big sort of background story too with you guys, and I don't really want to sort of touch on that. There's enough of that out there on Google and the internet for people to find out more. But what we'll do is concentrate on on the musical side of things, because that's what we're here to discuss. So if I've done my research correctly, you got together as a band, just the two of you, wasn't it, originally in 2010?
Yes, true.
Okay, and you put out two full-length albums before the new one that's coming out in January. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Okay, so in terms of the music you've done now, looking to sort of for people that obviously don't know Confess, you sort of describe yourself as sort of groove thrash. Would that be? Is that sort of like, from what I've heard of you anyhow, that's certainly how it comes to me.
Yeah, I would say the sound of the band is kind of combination of groove metal, hardcore, thrash metal, of course, and a bit of a death metal sound.
Nice. So we've got a good bit of something really for everybody then.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Good. That's what we like.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that is why the idea of heavy metal, the metal music. My idea of metal music is that cut to the chase, just boom, boom, boom kind of sound. And
that's exactly what I like. No messing around.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So obviously there's been a long gap between the second album and the new album that's coming out. As again, we've already sort of already said that if anybody wants to find out any more, please Google Confess band and you'll find out. So between that album and this one, you've moved. You're now living in Norway, and rather than being just the two of you, now you've actually got a full band, because it was just yourself and is it Akash before?
Yeah, Arash. Yeah, he's our DJ
sorry.
and sampler. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're now we've broadened the sound. So how would you say that's making the album sound, say, different to what you've put out before, or do they sound different? Is it a case that you've just made it sound fuller and fatter?
Yeah, of course. I mean, having a first instant a turntable gives we found a very good groove in it if you use it right, and it can gives more groove to the sound and make the sound a bit modern. But the thing is, for this album, Revenge at All Costs, the third one that is going to come out in January 21st next year, we kind of followed what the plan was to follow the sound that we developed in the album that we released in 2015, the second one. And kind of expand that in a way that we would say it kind of sounds familiar. If someone has been listening to us for the last 5-6 years, they would definitely understand that this is Confess. But at the same time, we try to do some other stuff and try different rhythms and the different types of riffage in the album that also brings a new flavor into the sound.
Great stuff. So it like as you say, it's going to be still very much Confess, but with just those extra little tweaks.
Definitely.
Yeah, great stuff. I mean, obviously, I don't want to bring back, but have you found that now being outside of Iran and in Norway, do you feel that that's given you more artistic freedom? You're not sort of looking over your shoulder all the time. Do you feel more comfortable now doing that, and you can just basically say, right, this is what we want to do. This is the lyrics we want to write. There you go.
Yeah, very true. I mean, the thing is that I just noticed during the last couple of years that that since I came to Norway, the thing that happened was that now I'm more focused on what I'm doing, because when you're in a place that as an artist you have to be very careful about about the stuff that you're doing. I mean, and so many other things that can happen to you. It will drain your energy, and you
Yeah.
just distract your focus. And so many other stuff that is it can relate to your quality of music will be gone. So I mean, when you find yourself in a place that you have enough freedom to express yourself, you will definitely, your mind will go in like different directions, and in a good way to expand what you're doing, to like reach deep down inside of you as an artist, and bring out new stuff that even amazes yourself. It makes you surprised that, okay, I mean, I never thought that, for example, I can go and like reach this far and like bring some elements from other types of music into my music, because now you're focused. Now you have a bigger purpose. Now everything is more available. Everything is more possible for you. So you will get a better grasp of this idea that what your art can be, and and how much influence it can make on other people's life.
Yeah, great stuff. And do you feel that's come across in, you know, that will actually come across more in the songs on the albums? As somebody say listening to, you know, the new album compared to the previous album, do you feel that sort of new comfortableness comes across? Bit of an odd question, but
in sense of, yeah, I know, no, it's a very good question, actually. I understand that. The thing is that, so maybe I need to add this. While I was writing this album, I was bailed out from jail, so there's still that kind of stress and stuff in there, right? Even way more than second album, because when we're writing second album, there wasn't any lawsuit or anything going on.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if we come to the quality and like recording and everything which happened outside of Iran, yes, I would say definitely. Because, for example, when I went to the booth and recording the vocals, I was like totally trying to see some images in my head to be able to deliver as good as I want. And at the same time, my life is now different, is in another place that there's no harassment or anything else. So I'm more focused on recording now. I have more, I have a better access to the better studio. I have better access to people who are experienced with this types of music, producing it. For example, we got the chance to work with Machine, the producer of Lamb of God, on this album. He mastered our album, and it was something that definitely would have never happened in Iran. So as I say, the song is still that, and this is what we were looking for. We wanted to express the feelings that we had back in the days exactly the way it was. The lyrics are about it, but the way that we deliver it and produce it is just totally different.
Brilliant, good stuff. So, in terms of what you're saying, are we likely to sort of see? You know, I mean, I can imagine from this now. You know, will put you into a really productive mind. No pressure on you here, man. Will there be a much shorter gap between this new album and then the next one? Are you going to just take time, whatever time is required?
No, man. I mean, I'm just being honest. I've already have half of the next album in my stash. In my stash, yeah. Remember, man, when the lockdowns happened, I was in the final stages of making the album, so I had plenty of times to think about, okay, where are we gonna go after this? So I just start to play guitar, and the way that I make music is very freestylish. It's very improvising stuff, and not like thinking before that. So I just found myself very inspired, because every time that I picked up my guitar, there was something coming out of me. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. So I need to make a demo out of this at least. And then I just found out that I've have a level of, I would say, yeah, maybe. I mean, I haven't thought about it very seriously yet, but I can say that the next album after this one is not going to be that long, because beside of everything, all the material, that is no problem. We can come up with that pretty fast. And I told you, we have at least half of it. And I would say it's a very decent album. It's a very different than this one also. And, but I would say, Yeah, I mean, it's just like I feel after all this, like the huge gap between the second and third album,
Yeah.
I lost lots of time. So I don't want to waste any more time. I
No.
just want to keep productive and just
That's it.
release music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there are bands I know that's. I don't know if you're familiar with an Australian band called Wolverines, the death metal
Oh
band.
yeah.
Matt
Yeah.
Wilcox.
Yeah.
I mean, they've literally just been. They think it's like thrown 2 albums out in the space of like 8 months, and they've got another one that's
Wow.
almost ready to drop. You know, they've sort of thought, right, that's it. We're going to use this lockdown time, and we're just going to put out.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah, it's sometimes it's just different from people to people, from band to band, from artist to artist. I mean, sometimes you have enough material that you're like, even if we're gonna tour that much or whatever, I mean, I don't see any problem with just staying at home for 6 months and just recording this and just putting it
Yeah.
out and just go after this one, because uh, like artists, I mean, studio for artists are like gym. You have to stay close, at least as
Yeah.
much as you can, and just stay productive, because it's very important. And I'm telling you, man, it's very boring for a touring musician to go on stage every night, play same thing. So they want to come up with something new and just share it with the world. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, no,
Share it
believe it.
and just make the fans happy. Why not?
Yeah.
When you have it, just let them hear it.
Let it rip.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant stuff. So we're looking a bit. I'm going to be looking forward to it. So that's released 21st of January next year. Yeah, and it's Revenge at All Costs.
Yeah, true.
Brilliant, brilliant. We'll look out for that. Well,
yeah.
A bit of an interesting sort of sidestep for you. So when you guys first sort of came out, I was DJing for a radio station called TBFM, and my show specialised in picking out the stuff that people wouldn't have heard before from various parts of the world. And I did a whole, 2 shows based around the Middle East, and I was one of the guys that was playing your early stuff. Along with like Scox as well. I don't know if you know the guys from Scox, because they moved to the States, didn't they, Scox?
I don't know about that, but as far as I know, it's a technical death metal from
That's
Iran.
right. Yeah.
I mean, they were one of the bands that kind of emerged at the same time that we did in Iran.
Yeah, there were quite a few of you. And the Scox and yourselves are the ones that that stuck out. It was nice when in this case, we've got Nikhan from Confess. Look at it, it's like, I'm on that. We've got a connection there. But it's great. It is good. It's good to know that you're in a good place now. You're pushing. You've been able to put out the music you want without any worries and that. So looking very much forward to hearing the new album when it drops. And any surprises on it? Are there any sort of songs that on there that you think this is the one this is the one that you think people are going to really sort of get into straight away? Is any one standout track?
I would say plenty of them. I mean, we did some stuff in there that would be very surprising, and the biggest thing to confess is the progress that we made always with our new songs. If you listen to our first album to the second single that we released after releasing the first album, for example, a year after, is like very different, the way we wrote and everything. But if I would say, there are like a couple of tracks that I mean, lyric wise, it can really be because I mean, lyric wise, I think it would be one of the, I mean, it's a bold statement, but it's one of the best albums out there. I mean, when it comes out, lyric wise, the way that the word plays, rhyme schemes, everything, the way that we deliver that, the things that are said in there is very real, very touching, and at the same time, there's this sense of strength in it that can be very inspiring for everyone. And musically, it's like I'm very proud of my guys, the way that they played everything on this album, from drum to guitar, vocals, DJ, everything. So I would say, there's a bit of a surprise in the album that the listener listens to it, he will understand.
Yeah, just listen to it all. That's it. Just
This is all I can say.
Brilliant stuff. I'm noticing. Obviously, you can't miss them. You've got the two guitars on the wall behind you there. What's your weapons of choice in terms of guitar? Are they Jacksons, Charvel Jacksons?
Yeah, this one's Jackson. This one is Solar.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I really love Solar. I actually bought it a couple of months ago, and I just heard a lot of stuff about Solar, good stuff. And then, yeah, I mean, it was exactly as I heard. It was really great. But also, I mean, I'm a big fan of BC Rich. So, and the thing is that when I go on stage from a gig to a gig, I rather to have try different stuff, not to go on stage with same guitar every night. You know, as much as I can carry it myself, I would bring it on road. But yeah, LTD is also one of my favorites. Ibanez is also. If I go with 7-string, I would go with Ibanez.
Yeah.
And if I want to go with 6 strings, is mostly with LTD and BC Rich. But I said I would like to experience different brands every once in a while.
Excellent. Oh, it's good to know about that's what's those stuff. I can't play a note. I've not got the dexterity to play guitar. So yeah, I tried a long time ago, and it's like, nah, not for me. bass and keyboards, my kind of thing. So well, listen, Nikhan, it's been a pleasure talking with you, and yeah, hopefully, like I say, that once the album's out, you know, you're going to get you a higher and deserved profile, and good luck with it. And hope. Thank
you very much, man. It was an honor to talk to you.
No, honor's mine. Thank you. Take care, Nikhan.
Thank you for having me.
All the very best to you, my friend. Bye bye.
You too, man.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.